Do you agree that Apple has been so nice to people in the recent year? From the M4 Mac Mini to this new MacBook Air, the spec have been upgraded from 8GB of RAM to 16, but the price is now even lower when compared to the previous model. This is the new MacBook Air 15-inch that I just got off a few days ago, and it not only has a beautiful sky blue color, but also is a truly powerful machine. So in this video, let's figure out what news and whether it is worth upgrading. Let's get started. I think the most noticeable change will be the sky blue color, which sometimes looks a bit confusing to me. By itself, it looks more like a silver color. Like if I tilt it in a different light angle, I can barely see the blue color. The color only stands out once I put it next to a solid color like this M3 in space black. I also took it outside to see if the color was more vibrant, and it actually did, especially up against this white table. And speaking of working outside, this new MacBook Air isn't really a good choice. With a maximum brightness of 500 nits, it's pretty hard to see the content when working outside. The screen has a lot of glare and reflection, so I think it's best to keep this baby indoor. And beside the new colors, we also have the new 12 megapixel webcam, which can now track your head movement and reaction. This may not be a big upgrade, but I mean, it's still great to have. It makes your video call look more professional with effects and background, especially for people who work remotely and have video call daily. So that is pretty much the only change in how the new Mac looks, but the real big reason to upgrade actually come from inside this machine. So for a long time, MacBook Air target users are people who usually deal with basic day-to-day tasks like web browsing and administration tasks like Word and Excel. Now with the boost in RAM and the powerful M4 chip, the MacBook Air can do things way beyond its set limit. Tasks like photos and video editing normally done with the Mac Pro can now be done easily with the MacBook Air. I tried editing my 4K footage with Premiere Pro on this machine, adding effects and rendering, and everything just feels snappy. Basically no delay or crash while I'm working. The only thing to complain here is that the rendering time will be longer than the Mac Pro. But for an Air models, this performance is already impressive. This new MacBook Air comes with 16GB of RAM, so it is working great with Photoshop and Illustrator, even with some AI tools like Topaz Photo AI, which can upscale image in under a minute. However, if you're looking to run intensive tasks like a big After Effects project, performance might slow down a bit. So my personal advice, if you are specialized in this area, I highly recommend the Mac Pro version for better suitability. Another thing that I love about this new MacBook is portability. I mean, it is so light and it's enabled me to work on the go. Before with this M3, with this Mac M3, I have ability to carry it around, but it is so heavy. And look at this real-life comparison. The Air is much thinner and lighter. It's perfectly matched my goal of having a powerful machine that can handle my daily apps, and at the same time it's super compact and lightweight to carry around. And of course, to achieve this sleek design and thin edges, Apple has to sacrifice some essential ports like HDMI and SD card slot. However, I don't think it is a deal breaker for most MacBook Air users. Instead of HDMI, you can easily connect up to 2 external displays via the 2 Thunderbolt ports on the side. And at this part of the video, you might be wondering about the battery life, right? So on paper, there's no upgrading in battery compared to the M3 version. Both devices can be used up to 18 hours. But as far as I experienced, this MacBook Air can last all day long if you only do basic tasks like video streaming and web browsing. But let's say you are working on intensive tasks that require graphic rendering, like video editing. The battery can last around 4 to 5 hours if you work consistently. But if that capacity is just not enough for you, this MacBook Air can support fast charging. You can charge up to 50% within 30 minutes, so rest assured your workflow won't be interrupted. With all that being said, who should consider upgrading? I think people who already in the Mac ecosystem, especially Intel Mac user, it is time to upgrade to the Apple Silicon. so you don't miss Apple Intelligence or many new Mac features like iPhone mirrorings or image playground, for example. Additionally, I think this Mac Air is totally worth the price. $999 for the base model, and you could get an extra discount if you are a student. And if you decide to purchase this new Mac Air M4, there are some tips for you to select the right models. First, regarding the size. If you've been using the 30-inch model, upgrading to the 15-inch version will give you much more space to multitask. Especially if you used the 14-inch model before, you have to go with the 15-inch model. Because once you upgrade, it is hard to go back to the smaller screen. I've noticed that after trying many different Macs. Secondly, choosing your storage wisely. If you work in creative fields or handle a lot of media, 256 gig won't be enough. So make sure to get at least double of that, either 512 gigabytes or 1 terabyte. And if that feels too expensive, an external hard drive could be a good option. Interestingly, I did make this video where I show you some tips when buying the first hard drive for your Mac. So if you want to save money, check out this video. So that is, let me know in the comment what do you think about this new Mac Air, and whether you buy it or you don't buy it, just let me know the reason in the comment, okay? Thank you all for watching, and please subscribe or hit the bell button because I will release a lot of content regarding this Air about gaming, applications, Windows, a lot of things. So make sure you subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.